Charity Dingle returns to Emmerdale next week after giving birth to baby Leyla, only to find herself immediately caught up in an uncomfortable and potentially life-changing predicament. Viewers already know she has been acting as a surrogate for her granddaughter Sarah Sugden and her husband Jacob Gallagher. However, the reality is very different. The baby she carried is actually her own, not theirs, and not fathered by her husband Mack Boyd. Charity conceived the child following a brief affair with Ross Barton last year and has gone to great lengths to keep the truth hidden ever since. Things take a darker turn when hospital worker Dr Todd accidentally overhears a secret phone conversation and uncovers the truth about the baby's parentage. She later uses this information to blackmail Charity as part of her manipulative agenda. In upcoming scenes, the pressure of potentially being exposed weighs heavily on Charity, even as the official paperwork is completed and Jacob and Sarah take their daughter home. Despite everything, Charity shows no hesitation about giving the baby up. According to actress Emma Atkins, her character views the situation more practically than emotionally, describing how she doesn't feel a strong maternal bond and sees herself more as a stand-in rather than a mother figure. She also believes remaining close to the family makes the separation easier to handle. When Charity finally returns home, she is surprised to find it decorated as a welcome celebration. However, the mood quickly shifts when Ross arrives with Moses. Tension between Charity and Ross is obvious, and when she urges him not to become attached to the baby, the situation becomes even more awkward. Matters escalate further when Moses asks Ross to appear in a family photo. Ross firmly tells his son he is not part of Leyla's family before walking away. Whether Charity can finally relax remains uncertain as Dr Todd's blackmail continues to loom over her. Adding to the tension, Dr Todd begins growing closer to Vanessa Woodfield at the Woolpack, while they are placed on the same darts team. This is particularly significant, as Vanessa was the one who previously revealed that Charity was carrying her own baby rather than Sarah and Jacob's. With Todd's subtle flirting and another darts match on the way, it raises the question of whether she is carefully planning her next move for maximum impact. Ross Barton is set to receive a sharp warning from Charity Dingle in Emmerdale next week, following the intense Labour storyline. But the big question is whether he will keep his distance from baby Leyla. Charity fears Ross could become emotionally attached to the child after stepping in to help deliver her during recent dramatic scenes, and she is determined to stop that from happening. The tension unfolds as Leyla returns home after her dramatic birth. Once Charity completes the necessary paperwork, Sarah and Jacob Sugden begin a new chapter by taking their daughter home. Farah's barn is decorated in celebration of Leyla's arrival, and at first the atmosphere is upbeat and joyful. However, things quickly shift when Ross arrives at the gathering. The mood between him and Charity becomes extremely tense. Charity clearly wants Ross to keep away, although his many ties to the family make that difficult. She takes him aside and firmly tells him not to form any attachment to the baby. Since he assisted during the birth in the hospital lift, there is already concern that he may see Leyla as more than just a child he helped bring into the world. When Moses asks Ross to join a family photo, Charity is left anxious as she waits to see what he will do. Ross acknowledges Charity's concerns and insists he is not part of Leyla's family, even though this is not actually true and most of the others are unaware of the situation. He ultimately refuses to take part in the photo and leaves the gathering early, leading Charity to believe he may have understood her warning. In reality, a DNA test has already confirmed that Ross is Leyla's biological father. His past secret relationship with Charity disrupted the original surrogacy arrangement involving Jacob and Sarah. Jacob and Sarah continue to believe Leyla was conceived through IVF and is their biological child. However, with Dr Todd now aware of the truth, it may only be a matter of time before everything is exposed. Emmerdale viewers have been sharing a bizarre new theory about Dr Todd, but as always in Soapland, anything feels possible. One passionate fan has put forward an out-there idea attempting to explain why Dr. Caitlin Todd seems to have such a strong dislike for Jacob Gallagher, and it's already causing a stir online. Fan theories are nothing new in soap discussions, and it's easy for speculation to spiral into elaborate ideas involving hidden identities and long-lost connections. However, every so often, one theory stands out for just how unusual it is. The current workplace bullying storyline at Houghton General Hospital has already drawn plenty of attention. Since Jacob began his medical placement, his eagerness to learn has been consistently undermined by Dr. Todd's harsh and critical attitude. She frequently overloads him with unrealistic tasks, only to dismiss his efforts as inadequate. Her behavior escalated further when she encouraged Kim Tate to file a formal complaint after Jacob allegedly misdiagnosed her with mushroom poisoning. Although Dr. Todd insists she is simply preparing students for the pressures of medicine, her constant targeting of Jacob has led viewers to question her real motivation. Her personal background has remained largely mysterious until recently. In one incident, Jacob confronted her after witnessing her being aggressive towards an elderly patient, only for Todd to reveal that the patient was actually her father. This moment briefly softened her image as she opened up about caring for her father, a former surgeon living with dementia, as well as mentioning a wife who had never been referenced before. That unexpected detail about her marriage has sparked further speculation among fans. However, the uneasy truce between Jacob and Dr. Todd quickly broke down again. After Kerry Wyatt confronted the doctor over Jacob's treatment, tensions escalated further. Later, Dr. Todd confided in Manpreet Sharma during a drink at the Woolpack, where Jacob's past trauma involving his former teacher Maya Stepney was mentioned. That revelation appeared to catch Dr. Todd's attention and added another layer of intrigue to her behavior. One fan recently suggested on social media that Dr. Todd's wife could actually be Maya Stepney, linking her hostility towards Jacob to a long-running connection to his past abuse storyline. The idea quickly gained attention due to its dramatic implications. For context, Maya Stepney was previously jailed for grooming Jacob, later giving birth off-screen before abandoning her child and fleeing. While the timeline makes such a connection technically possible, it remains purely fan speculation. Others, however, have dismissed the theory as unrealistic and unnecessary, arguing it risks undermining the seriousness of Jacob's past storyline and simply frames Dr. Todd as a straightforward manipulator, rather than someone with a hidden connection. Emmerdale viewers believe they may have worked out how Charity Dingle's secret could eventually be exposed, with many suggesting a future health complication could bring everything to light. The ITV soap previously introduced a major storyline where Charity agreed to act as a surrogate for Sarah Sugden, who is unable to carry a child due to Fanconi anemia. During the early stages of treatment, Charity experienced bleeding and was later stunned when a nurse confirmed she was actually pregnant herself. It was then revealed that the baby was not conceived through the surrogacy arrangement at all. Instead, Charity had become pregnant following a drunken one-night encounter with Ross Barton. Since that discovery, Charity has been desperately trying to keep the truth hidden from Sarah, Jacob Gallagher, and Mack Boyd. Now, fans are speculating that her secret may not stay buried for long. Many viewers believe that a future medical issue or pregnancy-related health complication could force the truth out in dramatic fashion, leaving no way for Charity to cover it up any longer. For now, Emmerdale continues to air on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.